Hey, welcome back to SLG TV. Today's video is all about helping you overcome fear so you can step more into visibility in your coaching business. So if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time to hit that button and the little bell for weekly tips and strategies so you can grow your coaching business, plus the energetics and mindset shifts to help you scale to the next level. I'm Kellyanne Zielinski, and I help online coaches and course creators increase their influence, impact, and income by digitally getting their message out to the world. And the only way we're going to accomplish this is if people see you and your brand. That's what I mean by visibility. It means putting yourself out there, showing up regularly online, creating valuable content that's easy to find, and nurturing your email list through regular and personalized messages. Now, we all know this, but what is it that stops us? What is it within us that creates emotional barriers and distractions and excuses and procrastination and any other habits that make it near impossible to show up consistently in our coaching businesses? For most people, it's fear. So whether it's the fear of rejection, the fear of judgment, or the overall fear of visibility, if you don't overcome fear and anxiety, your message will never be heard. So you may be wondering where that fear is coming from, and I definitely have the answer for you. There are 3 core human triggers within us. They are not feeling safe, not feeling worthy, and not feeling loved. So let's take a deeper look into these triggers so that you can overcome fear, step into visibility, and start living into the success mindset you deserve. Mindset tip number 1, move through not feeling safe. Now, expanding ourselves in our businesses can oftentimes feel unsafe because we're stepping into the unknown. Now, in these cases, it's common for our mindset to shift to fear around not feeling safe to speak our truth, share our thoughts and opinions, or even we may feel unsafe to make more money. Now, the mind could be fearful of verbal or even physical attack, and it may be accompanied by anxiousness and a scattered brain. So if you're having any of these issues come up, know that it's completely common. Essentially what's happening is that your brain is trying to come up with any distraction it can to get you out of this new unknown situation. So here's how you move through this. First and foremost, know that this is a natural and common response. Remember, your brain was wired to get you out of harmful situations like getting attacked by a tiger. Now we have the capability to shift our mindsets and practice feeling safe. It's important to be aware that your mind will seek out confirmation for what you're feeling and thinking. So what this means is if you practice feeling at peace, your mind is going to seek out confirmation and see peaceful experiences in your environment. If you believe your content will help a ton of people, your mind will start to think about the people it will help and the results they'll get. To start practicing this process with feeling safe, regularly journal what safety feels like in your body and what it looks like to be a millionaire and to be perfectly safe. Write down the perfect scenario for how people will treat you and respond to you once you become more and more visible. Then affirm to yourself that it's safe to be visible, and it's safe to use your voice, and it's safe to speak your truth. Practice that until you align with it emotionally, and know that sometimes the emotions need a little bit of time to catch up with the mind. Every time you feel a sense of discomfort, refocus on feeling safe, reframe your thoughts, and ask yourself, what's the best that could happen? Finally, begin taking action and baby steps and getting a little bit more vulnerable, sassy, or controversial in your posts and captions. Start little by little until you increase your courage and your confidence. Mindset tip number 2, move through not feeling worthy. When starting to become more visible, almost every coach I've worked with has had to work through feelings of worthiness, especially in the beginning when they're not getting a ton of engagement or traction online. Now, they have thoughts like, I'm a total fake and people are gonna call me out on it, or they may think, why would anyone pay me for this? Or they may think, my program isn't good enough and I'm not good enough. Now, if you've struggled with any of these thoughts or feelings, know that you are not alone. Here's how to move through this. Worthiness is an inside job. No one and nothing outside of you will ever make you feel worthy if you don't believe it. So So first things first, reframe what worthiness means to you. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What's the experience of worthiness? What would it look like to be the model of worthiness for your clients? Then notice where you're overcommitting, feeling obligated, or people-pleasing in your business and life. Those are typically signs that other people's thoughts, feelings, and needs are coming before your own. And when this happens, that's telling yourself that they are more worthy than you. After that, start to make some shifts so you're valuing your time, you're creating space for things you care about, and you're taking care of your mental and emotional health. Simply put, do things that make you feel good. Call it self-care, call it self-love, whatever you call it doesn't matter. Just do things that help you relax your physical body and feel in alignment with something bigger than you. To do this, a lot of people journal, they meditate, they run, or they listen to music that inspires them. I'm also a huge advocate of affirmations. So start by affirming that you are that super successful coach, mentor, or course creator now. Even if you start by feeling like you're only kidding yourself, write down how awesome you are. Talk to yourself in the mirror and do whatever you have to do to start feeling worthy now. Remember, you only need to be one step ahead of your clients to teach them how to get to where you're at now. And if hundreds of other coaches out there are running successful businesses, you can too. Mindset tip number 3, move through not feeling loved. Now, if you're worried about being judged, launching to crickets, or that no one likes you, you're dealing with a mindset associated with not feeling loved. It's so hard to not compare ourselves in our journey to other people these days, especially because of social media, but it's one of the most detrimental things we can do as business owners. Comparison, self-judgment, shame, and self-loathing are all low vibrational feelings that aren't doing you any favors to dwell in. So here's how you move through this. You may be called to do one of two things, so be sure to use your intuition and figure out what that is for you. First thing you may be called to do is to dig deeper and find the real reason you're feeling this way. There may be a situation from childhood that constantly replays shameful feelings and thoughts. Maybe you've been rejected by a parent, a friend, or a lover at some point. Perhaps you follow people on social media who you can't help but compare yourself to and then feel bad about yourself. Now, if this is where your mind and heart are going, then you may be called to do some soul searching and healing work that includes letting go, forgiveness, acceptance, and surrender. Now, the second thing that you may be called to do is immediately let go, which is very possible. Now, this bypasses any discussions regarding figuring things out, childhood issues, past lives, karma, or anything else that can keep you stagnant for years, only to come to the same conclusion. Now, immediately letting go requires a knowledge about and a practice of complete surrender. Many times the meditation practices and breath work can support in quieting the mind long enough to surrender. A couple great books and resources that can support you in getting started with this are Letting Go, The Pathway to Surrender by Dr. David Hawkins, which is one of my top 5 favorites of all time, and The Surrender Experiment by Michael Singer. Regardless of what you're called to do, know that self-love is no joke. This isn't some new age woo-woo idea. Self-love will determine what you allow yourself to receive in your business and life. So it's important to intentionally develop a practice starting now. Now that we've gone through the 3 core human triggers, I'm curious as to which one of these resonates with you most. Go ahead and leave a comment below and I'll help you get started working through it. Lastly, I wanted to share a visibility pro tip, which is to share your journey. Now, the secret sauce to overcoming fear and to becoming more visible is to be more vulnerable too. Now, you know those people who share intimate things online and you're like, wow, that person is so brave. I'm so grateful they share their story because I know I'm not alone. Well, guess what, coach? That can be you. Vulnerable visibility is going to fast track you into the know, like, and trust cycle, and it's from here that we attract our soulmate clients and grow our businesses by leaps and bounds. So my personal challenge to you is going to be to get out there, get a little bit more vulnerable, and do what you need to do to start moving through that fear. Well, there you have it, friend. Now you have a deeper understanding of the 3 core human triggers, the fears they cause, and the 3 mindset tips to help you overcome those fears so you can step more into visibility in your coaching business. If you're still stuck and could use a little support, I offer a free discovery call. All you need to do is click the link in the description below, and during that call, we'll determine where you're at, as well as to see if we vibe to work together to get you where you want to be. Lastly, if this video is just what you needed in your coaching business, please let me know by liking it below, subscribing, and sharing it with your coach friends. Until next time, coach, keep building your empire.